So how do I actually help my partner? When I first had a child in June of 2020, I thought helping my wife meant doing more. Um, you know, More diaper runs, more laundry, more dishes, more prep meals. I just thought more, 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 right? But it turns out that wasn't what she wanted from me. It is what she wanted from me. I think those were all nice to just keep the household in order. With all the chaos going on of raising a new baby boy. But it took a while for me to realize what she actually wanted from me. I've always been a doer. I've always had trouble, sitting still, which is ironic right now. But I've always liked just packing in my day, right? Just making sure everything's done. It gives me stress when the house isn't clean, or there's dishes in the sink, or if there's garbage that has to be taken out. I can't sit still, and it's it's a blessing and a curse. But yeah, that wasn't what she wanted from me, and yeah, motherhood is hard. I saw it firsthand with my wife. They're with the baby at least that first week. It's all the time, right? The baby's sleeping most of the time, and most of the times it's the mom or the mother, nursing the baby, breastfeeding the baby, putting the baby to sleep. I helped out where I could with diaper changes and burping, but the mom is primarily with the baby all the time, and I think that took a toll on my wife. She might not say it, but a mom, I guess you hate to say that you want distance from your child, or if you want a break from your child. That's not how a mother thinks, right? A mother wants to care for their child. But it wasn't until I gave her a bit of a break. Actually, she initiated it. She said, "Hey, I just need a bit of a break. I just need to go take a shower to reset myself, to feel better." A shower makes anyone feel better. You always feel brand new. But I think more than the shower, she wanted just some time away, time for her to, finally collect her thoughts, reset, be away from just the constant responsibility, right? Even if it was just for 20 minutes. And when she came downstairs, I could sense a different person, a different change in her energy. She felt a bit more rejuvenated. She wanted to cook herself a meal. You just see that your partner has a bit more pep in their step, just by the way they walk down the stairs, right? If they're dragging themselves, it means they've been through it. But in this case, it was different. She had taken the shower, and she had come down refreshed. And at that point, I thought to myself, hey, this is where I can help her out. At that point, we were in the first wave of the COVID pandemic, so there wasn't a lot of places to go, but we could go outside, and we could walk outside. So I thought, why not just every day? And it ended up being twice a day. Every day, let me just take the baby for a couple hours. I'll get some exercise, and I'll give her a couple hours just to herself. And I think that meant the world to her, because she was going through it. Those nights are brutal, right? That first week, like you're just constantly up, constantly up every couple hours. And even during the day, you're constantly up every couple hours, right? Because the baby's constantly feeding and sleeping. So I had taken a couple weeks off of work that week, and yeah, every morning what I would do is I'd sleep earlier so I could wake up earlier, but I would 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m., take the baby out on the stroller and just give her a bit of a break. Give her some sleep that was uninterrupted, where she didn't have to worry about the baby waking up. I think you take that for granted when you don't have a child, right? Just that uninterrupted sleep. And I got exercise. I felt better. It gave me and her a bit of distance, me and my wife, and that's always nice, right? Just to, release some of the tension. And then in the afternoon, I would go for another walk, just an hour or two, just taking the baby for a walk, getting the baby to sleep, building my confidence as a father, building my relationship with my son. I think it ended up being a win-win for both of us. I got exercise. I got time with the baby. A dad in a stroller walking is almost a cheat code for a dad, just because the baby's just gonna bound to fall asleep. So you're gonna have free time yourself to kind of just decompress. Your wife gets time to decompress. She can maybe catch up on a TV show that she wanted to watch. It just it made a lot of difference. It made a world of a difference. And so, I always thought, being new dad, I gotta just do everything, right? But sometimes it's just doing what gives you the greatest return, right? I don't think a clean house mattered to her as much. Dishes being done didn't matter to her as much. I mean, it mattered, but she was going through it, right, with having a baby, and so those things weren't as evident to her. I think what she really wanted was just space, space just to find herself again. And I needed to give her that space, And so if you're a new dad out there and you're in week 1, how do you actually help your partner? My opinion, I think moms just need space that first week. Give her as much space as she can get. Take the baby for an hour or two, go for a walk, go for a drive. Bring the baby on your errands. Just give your partner, give your wife some space. Because I've lived those nights with her that first week, and those nights are brutal. And so any chance you can give your wife is, I think it's a win-win. Win-win for her, or a win for you, and a win for her. And so, if you enjoyed this episode, this is mainly for that new dad during week 1. I'm doing a 10-episode series on, questions I asked myself when I was a father in week 1. I'm now a father of 3, so I've been through it 3 times, and that first week can be brutal. So if you enjoyed this, follow along. I'll link the week 1 playlist here at the end of the video. And this was episode 3, and let's move on to episode 4.